A man can live happily in a shed while a woman cannot. So, guys, we are seeing a lot of women beginning to crash out now over things that are happening in society as it becomes harder to survive, while men relatively don't care, are withdrawing from society and living that good life peacefully away from the stresses of modern society where they were not welcome to begin with. Why are women beginning to crash out, and how is that going to affect society going forward? Watch it in the video to have all of those questions answered. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. Our Rumble's linked in the description of the video. And also, guys, hard times are here. Jobs are disappearing fast. And if you lose yours today, you could be homeless in a few months or even a few weeks, but it doesn't have to be that way. Check out Angry's Creator Academy and learn how to build your own online business using YouTube to grow it and get the free creator blueprint when you sign up. The link's in the description below. Go check it out now. And before we jump right in, like the video, turn on notifications, and hit the subscribe button. That'll push us out into the YouTube algorithm. Let's jump into the first video.
1 to 10, how much do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
0.
How much do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
0. Can I say negative?
So what's the number?
0.
How much do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
Without her, 10.
1 to 10, how much do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
About 0.
Do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
Oh, 0. That's why I'm by myself. She's over there.
We come here all the time, so I probably 9 or 10.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
0.
What's the number?
Minus 0.
How much do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
Say nothing.
What's the number?
I guess 0.
How much do you love coming to Costco with your wife?
0.
How much do you like coming to Costco with your wife?
0. 10.
So almost every single guy is miserable. The last guy at the end, I think he said 10. He was basically trying to cover it up, but virtually every man is miserable. Virtually every man is miserable going out with the missus. These men are in miserable marriages. It's insane. He could not find a single man that was in a happy relationship. These men do not like spending time with their wives. This is a reflection of America. It doesn't matter how old you are. You have guys that were clearly in their 60s, maybe even 70s. They were miserable. Okay? 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Every single one of them are miserable. They asked a woman, and evidently, like, how much does your husband, presumably, how much does your husband enjoy coming to Costco with you? Her response, 0. So the women are well aware that these men in these relationships are absolutely miserable, but they don't care because these men are in too deep. This is what modern marriage looks like in 2025. If we were talking decades back, going back to the 70s and the 60s, it would be different because a woman would make sure that her husband was happy when he was with her. He felt peace. They would turn it into a date. They would eat at the food court. They would people watch. There's no such relationship anymore. It's basically a relationship where the man is an ATM, and the only thing that she actually wants from him is his attention, his time, and his money. We have a society of extremely miserable men and very entitled women. And of course, women don't see anything wrong with this because they gain everything from the relationship, while men gain absolutely nothing whatsoever. And then you wonder why guys are walking away. You wonder why men are done. Because men are tired. Men are tired of the nonsense. Men are tired of the games. Men are tired of disrespect. Men are tired of receiving nothing from relationship. Men are tired of the sign language, shame, insults, guilt, gaslighting because they need to be right. Men are tired. That's why men are no longer approaching women. Women told men to go away. Men listen, and now women are like, guys, where did you go?
So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea.
For years now, women have asked men to stop approaching them. It's weird, it's creepy. So now that men are doing what women ask them to do, the women don't like it. And women, a lot of times, don't know what they want, just like in this situation. Women for years now have wanted to make money, lead, pay bills, act like men. Now they're saying they don't want to do that anymore. They want to go back to the house. They want to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and take care of the house. A lot of times women don't be knowing what they want. Just like in this situation, women ask men to stop approaching them. And now that men have done it, a lot of women are saying that's a problem. They're saying that men don't want to be men anymore. Men are not approaching women like they used to back in the old days. Because back in the old days, men didn't really care what women wanted. They just did what they wanted to do. But now these men actually care what y'all want and what y'all say, and they're listening to y'all, and it's a problem. Y'all literally asked for this, and now it's a problem. From the disrespect to the cussing out to the name calling you might get called for approaching a woman, it's not worth it. So why would men do it?
I mean, guys, you give a woman exactly what she wants, and how does she respond? She wants more and something else. Because the only things that will ever make a woman truly happy are more and something else. Like there's no winning as a man. There's no winning. There's just coping. That's all we do as men. All we do as men is just cope. There is zero reason for any man in today's society to get married, get into a relationship. It's done. Let me tell you something. What I came to realize is that when it came to oh my gosh, arranged marriages, I can tell why they worked. Before the whole, during the whole events of 2020, there was this chick that I didn't even know she was interested in me like that. But I was pretty good friends with her father. He was a great acquaintance. He liked me. And then I hadn't met his daughter a few times, but then she basically made it like she was really direct with me that she wanted to spend some time together. And I had no idea she was into me like that. And I'm like, why would she just want suddenly be into me like that? And I realized it's her father. Certain things he had said. He basically had pre-qualified me. I met his wife, his ex-wife, I knew his son, I knew his daughter. And I realized that the only way that these relationships really work, are really going to be stable, is, a lot of the times if the parents like you, the parents can tell pretty quickly whether or not you're a good match for their kids. Okay? Now don't get me wrong, not all parents are good parents. A lot of baby boomers were just downright scumbags. But I was living overseas at the time. And I will say this, you know, you realize very quickly that, parents that I can like, arranged marriages, they just make sense. They just make sense. Modern marriage where you have women basically choosing whomever they want to be, like, going back and forth and choosing, Chad and Tyrone, and then blaming the average man when Chad and Tyrone breaks their hearts. It's like enough is enough. Enough is enough. So it's like you just, after so many times, you just get it. You just get it that there's no saving Western society. There's no coming together. No, it's cooked. Like a modern society is cooked. The Western world right now is cooked, and women are suddenly waking up and realizing that men are walking away. It's like listen, sis. You know, you told us to go away. You said you would rather the beer. Men listen, and now the check is due, but you don't want to pay up. You're crying about bills and rent and all this other stuff, and that's not my it's not that's not my problem, girl. You know, go and find government assistance. Oh wait, Trump is cutting that off, right? Like the whole shutdown. Like these women are literally out here crying their eyes out because that government assistance is pretty much gone right now, and they don't know what to do.
Food stamps are going away effective November 1st. So I keep seeing videos where everyone's complaining and crying and so scared because allegedly their EBT SNAP benefits are going away effective November 1st. And I've seen all these videos where people are saying Trump is taking away food from people right before the holidays. So let me just remind you of something in case you've forgotten. Food stamps, EBT, SNAP benefits, Section 8, that is all under a government assistance program of which taxpayers who work pay for. There's no bank somewhere that has a stash of money that's sending to you because you don't work. And now this video has nothing to do with the people who are disabled, have disabled children. I'm talking about able-bodied workers. There's no bank anywhere where you get free food. That's not a thing. We pay for it. The people who work, taxpayers, we pay for it. So now you guys are crying, oh my God, Trump is taking away our food stamps right before the holidays. When did you think your food stamps was going to go away? Because again, it's government assistance, help. It's temporary while you get on your feet. It was not for you and your kids and your kids' kids and all your families and generational free food. That's not what it was. The Section 8, when you guys were crashing out about that a couple months ago, because now you can only be on Section 8 for 2 years. And to be eligible for it, you have to work at least 20 hours a week. Same thing with Medicaid, aside from people who have disabled family members.
Y'all, they were treating government assistance. They were treating government assistance like generational wealth. That's exactly how they treat it. Like, like, oh, I live in the projects. This is public housing apartment. So we're just going to pass it from one generation to another. That's literally how they've been treating this stuff. Now, 2 years on Section 8, and that's about it. And if you're a single able-bodied woman, bro, you're going to be treated like a man. You're going to be treated like a man, and you're going to have to go out there and survive. I forget if it was, I don't know if it was Manosphere Highlights Daily. It was one of these dudes who basically pointed out that if you give a man just a roof over his head and a complimentary EBT card, he really doesn't need to work. Because think about this. Again, if you give a man just a place to sleep and an EBT card, some Medicaid, really, he's living that good life. Men don't need much. Men are minimalist by nature. It's like a guy will sleep on a mattress on the floor. Some just sleep on the floor itself. Very little clothing, a backpack that just, I mean, I've heard from you guys numerous times where you're telling me how you live out of a backpack, and you're like, I have 2 shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, like this, two underwear, 2 pairs of socks. Like, you'll tell me the context of your bag. Okay, I'll say something like, insure it. So like, when you lose it, you can get your, the insurance company will pay it out. Your response is no. Basically, I'll keep everything there, and if I ever lose my stuff, it just means it's time to buy new stuff. That's how you guys live. That's how a lot of men live right now. A lot of men don't need anything. They don't need relationships. They don't need anything. They can basically, when you don't have a relationship, you can survive indefinitely. The average man can live happily in a shed while the average woman cannot. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all better be prepared. For those of you that are just thinking that you're going to bank on these jobs that you have, those jobs are going to go away. Hard times are here. Jobs are disappearing fast. Tyrone 10 City is becoming a real reality. And if you lose yours today, you're probably going to end up in a Tyrone. You're going to listen. There's the streets, there's the streets, there's your car if you have one, There are shelters. You're not going to get in one. You're a man, and those places are reserved for special people. Like you have to know someone to get in there during hard times. You go into the woods, hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo, but keep in mind it's only a temporary stay. So because if but Yogi and Boo Boo don't get you, the Rangers will, or whatever you want to call them. Like basically, and when I say Rangers, I mean like basically, guys, state police. Okay, they're gonna come and haul you out because they're gonna say that that's public land and you're not allowed to live on public land. Try it. Some of y'all think that you're good, acting like it's like you're free agents. Like, oh, I'm gonna go and live on this public land, and no one can do anything about it. I don't, I don't go by the whole government thing. Listen to me. If listen, the cops are not playing games with y'all. I'm just being so real. They already know about that whole free agent BS. All right, y'all. I'm a free agent. This is my land, and like I don't answer to any of this stuff. I don't answer to the government. Government, y'all. You'll get your butts whooped these days. They're not playing games with you. They're not. The cops are not playing games with y'all out here like that, acting like I'm a free agent. No, bro, you're not free anything. Go mess around with government land and act like you're not getting off, and they will pick you up and drag you back to society and then incarcerate you. You don't own anything. Even if you buy land, you have to ask them for permission to make any modifications. Nowadays, I'm hearing stuff like even if you can't even live on it. You buy a piece of land, there's a lot of land that you purchase, and they'll tell you cannot live on it. Even if you park a camper on it, they'll tell you can't live on it. Like some of you are like, well, there's a workaround if it's on wheels. They'll tell you that you can't live in the camper. Or you can't live in a. You're like, oh well, I'll live in an RV on it. They'll tell you that you cannot live in an RV on the land that you purchased. It's not a game. It's not a game, y'all. But yeah, I mean, guys, like I said, hard times are here, jobs are disappearing, and you could be homeless in a few months or even a few weeks. And, if that happens, you're screwed. But, it doesn't have to be that way. For many of you, it's going to end up being that way, but it doesn't have to be that way for all of you. So go and check out Angry's Creator Academy to learn how to build your own online business using YouTube to grow it and get the free creator blueprint when you sign up. The link's in the description below. You can go and check it out now so you don't end up in a Tyrone 10 City where Tyrone is the king of 10 City and he's not playing games with you. When he's hungry, he's going to eat. When he's thirsty, he's going to drink. When he wants some loving, he's going to get some loving because Tyrone is the king of 10 City and he is going to rule 10 City with an iron fist. Again, some of y'all are out here with that free agent nonsense. This was a post this was some comments regarding setting up creating a business instead of a side hustle and that I had made, and someone responded said, "Yeah, most business will make you a SLAVE to the business unless you started well off. You want true freedom, turn your back on society." My response was, to build freedom, you have to build something that generates income for you. And this guy Flav responds, "Income is a man-made concept. You only need income to participate in society. No, little bro, you need income to live, period. The planet provides everything needed to live. No society necessary." This is an idiot. This is a fool. My response was, try to go off the grid and live on government land like public parks for too long and see what happens then. There's no such thing as legally living off what the planet provides anymore. At least in Western society, you need a permit and a license to do everything. Break their laws and end up incarcerated. Y'all, a lot of y'all need to stop with this nonsense, this whole free agent stuff. They're not playing around with y'all. They're not playing around with y'all. They're not playing around with this free agent BS. Like, I'm a free agent. Guys, listen to me. You might end up being control alt deleted. All right? Stop playing games with your life, all right? Get things in order, because right now, this economy, these jobs are gonna be gone. Everyone is losing their jobs right now, especially like journalists are losing their jobs, software engineers are losing their jobs. You're like, well, at least we're woke anyway. Listen to me. Job cuts are coming for y'all. A lot of y'all, most of y'all, okay? And I'm telling y'all, the streets are not going to be kind to y'all. Y'all know you have no business in the streets. You are not street smart. You don't want to run into Tyrone out there because Tyrone is not playing games. And little Panchito has fast hands. Fast hands for your pockets, bro. Whatever little money you have in your pockets, between him, Miguel, Horatio. I'm just telling you, it's not going to be. It's not going to. You're not going to have a good time out there.
You have to work. If the government was still open, you still can't stay on government assistance your whole life unless you're disabled and you cannot work or you care for a disabled family member or child. So you guys literally thought you were just going to get free food just forever? And then remember when you guys were all crashing out because Kennedy put that new law in effect where food stamps, you can't purchase like junk food, sweets, sugary drinks. It's for healthy food. And you guys were mad about that because you can't buy frozen pizza anymore. And you were crashing out about that and throwing hissy fits in the grocery store. So the food was for healthy food. None of you guys tried to get on your feet. And I'm not talking about the ones who used government assistance to help them get on their feet. Bravo to you. But that's what it's for. It's government assistance. So if the government wasn't shut down because they're allegedly saying that the food stamp program could end or people might not get their SNAP benefits effective November 1st because of the government shutdown, let me play this back for you. Let's play it back. The government is shut down because the Democrats want $1.5 trillion plus an additional $5 billion to send money to like Honduras for climate stuff. And to Africa and to the Balkans. Watch my last video. That's what the Democrats want the money for, not to give you food stamps.
Not to give you food stamps. Not to listen to me. Listen, it's not. It's bad out there. A lot of people are so entitled. They think that they're entitled, and guys. I know how this game works. All right, they tell you that help is coming. And you keep thinking that help is coming. But help never arrives. I don't know, y'all. Let's check this out right here. So it's actually from USA Today, October 23rd, 2025. Will SNAP food benefits be distributed in November amid government shutdown? Let's check this out. Food insecure Massachusetts residents who use SNAP benefits to cover their groceries will not get funding in November. So this is for Massachusetts. Due to the effects of the ongoing government shutdown, Governor Maura Healey said the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, which oversees the SNAP program, said that there won't be enough funding to pay next month's benefits if the shutdown continues. Healy told reporters on October 22nd that funds for Massachusetts residents will be frozen by Halloween, y'all. So, as you can see, it is going to be hell out there. And the longest government shutdown in history actually happened under Trump's last term, which ran for 35 days. It does not look like the Democrats are going to budge whatsoever. And yeah, I don't know, guys. This is hilarious. And you have to understand right now, these are hard economic times, harsh economic times. No one has money. So those food stamp benefits are the difference between eating and not eating, period. These people, they don't get if they don't get those benefits, they're going to go hungry. There's no one coming to rescue them, no one's coming to save them. Like, that's literally it. Like, little bro, you made a decision, and now you're going to have to lay in bed with that. Now you're going to have to lay in bed and deal with that decision. So yeah, for a lot of people, presumably in most states right now, there's no help coming. There's no rescue. There's like rescue rangers. There's no rescue rangers, bro. Like, little sis, you're gonna have to sit down and think about what you did and decisions that you made to get you to this point in life. Okay, because it's not gonna be nice out there.
I was out with the most beautiful girl the other night, like gorgeous, and she's not intimidating, and she's smiley and blah blah blah, and literally, no guys approached us. Like, none. Like, when I have a kid, when I'm older, a daughter, I want her to be approached. Like, one day, when she's old enough, I also want my future son to approach. So, I just hate the shift, the world, the narrative.
I do feel sort of sorry for some women, maybe women like her, who didn't necessarily want to have this particular shift that is happening in society, which is the equalizing of society. So you have society equalized through law, equalized through any sort of legality, Then you had society equalizing career-wise and through education, and now the equalization process is coming to the dating market. And some women are like, wait a minute, we didn't want this, but unfortunately for these ladies who didn't want it, it's kind of a package deal with equality. It's kind of a package deal to sort of eliminate any sort of gender privileges and men coming up to you, men paying for that. That is a gender privilege that was built into the quote unquote patriarchy. But if we're equalizing society, that means all the bad stuff that you want gone is gone because of your gender. But that also means all the good, or any good that was going on specifically because of your gender, any perks, that also is going to be leaving. And that's kind of leaving a lot of women out sort of in the ocean, just floating with no land in sight, because a lot of women simply are terrified of approaching men, or just simply want because of pride. So what happens? Is this sort of a stalemate, or do women just end up getting what they can take? And that's what we see in situationships where men aren't really going out, and then when they do, they just kind of DM you, text you, hey, what's up here, what's up there, come over and watch some Netflix and chill. So they've sort of reduced it down. So this I see as maybe a direct or indirect consequence of equalizing of society, the women's movement, and the sexual revolution. And unfortunately, some women who did not ask for this change are going to be feeling it.
I mean, this is what women asked for. See, women wanted privileges without consequences, but they got their special privileges. Now they're going to get their consequences. Okay? Regardless if they will accept accountability or not, consequences, you can only put them off for just so long before they eventually catch up to you. Women thought that they were immune to consequences, and they fail to understand that it just does not work like that.
I asked if he could pay for my $30 nails, my feet. And he said, you don't got it.
Let me get this straight. You're sad because you found out your boyfriend is broke because he didn't have enough to pay for your nails, hair, whatever. But aren't you broke? That's the reason you're asking him for it? Bro, I promise you, most of these dudes would be so up if they didn't have a girlfriend. Girls be the biggest expense for every dude. If girls just simply had their own bread and spent their own bread, I promise you, oh my gosh, we would be so up. But no, you need your feet, you need your nails, you need gas in your car. You want niggas to pay your bills. You want niggas to do all this and you can't even do it for yourself, bro. Nobody wants to be a dad in this economy. Y'all women be so broke calling other niggas broke when y'all don't have y'all own bread. Y'all don't even be having enough money to splurge on your man here and there. Niggas can't even buy them a $60 PlayStation gang. Just because your man wants to go 50-50, that doesn't mean he's broke. Maybe he's smart. He might be broke, but maybe he's smarter. Y'all broke, twin. Stop.
Y'all are broke, twin. Y'all, they made this decision. They made this decision. They said, we don't like you. We don't want you. Now they don't know what to do without us. Guys, men are walking away. I showed you some of these. I showed you some of the things that are happening where these guys are like leaving comments saying that they've been saving $2,000 a month or almost $20,000 for the over the last year just by just not going on dates. And then you have women who are calling these men now INCELs because they're choosing not to date. And it's like, bro, the same man who was going on tons of dates last year, you're now calling them an INCEL gamer because they're choosing just to stay home, play games, and chill. So basically, this is what women have established. If you're a man who stops dating them, no matter how, even if you were very popular with women, if you stop going out and dating them and instead choose to stay home, chill, play games, you are now an INCEL, because if you're not a man providing wealth and resources for women and subsidizing women, then you're basically a DANGER to women, and you should be incarcerated and scrutinized. Do you see how modern women think? Do you see how modern women operate? And do you realize now why it only incentivizes men even more? Even more. to avoid relationships, even more to walk away from society, even more to say we're not doing it. We're not being involved anymore. Women are giving men all the reasons they need to avoid relationships. I mean, you have to. I realize how so many men would be so far up in life, doing so much better if they were never focused on relationships and basically worked jobs that they can actually manage that wouldn't stress them out, save their money, live minimalist lives, play video games, chill, relax, go to the gym. Guys, how much for so many of us, how much better would our lives have been if we didn't even go to college? If we got simple jobs, if we lived simple lives, rented a small studio or a room, whatever, okay, and lived simple, comfortable lives, trying not worrying about having children. Because guys, that whole contract thing, that whole the wife, the children, the stupid little dog, and the two-car garage, the white picket fence, all that BS. It was put there to fool us and to gaslight us and keep us chasing after something that was never going to happen for us. And honestly, if you look at the men that actually achieved it, most of them are miserable. You'll have the simps popping in, saying things like, I've been married for 30 years and life has been wonderful. It's like, I got mine. Like, go to hell, dude. Go to hell, little bro. Okay? For the average man today, happiness is simplicity and avoiding relationships. You saw the video earlier where all of these men were like, yeah, it's a 0, it's a -10 in terms of just spending time with the missus. All right. That's the reality of modern relationships. And these are some guys that look like they've been married for like 30 years or maybe more. Anyway, guys, men are living happily in sheds while women are struggling to survive. And of course, it's only going to get worse. Women are going to find themselves, dealing with many more consequences as a result of women's liberation and choices, because with freedom comes responsibilities, and women have been able to shift that to men and the state for a very long time, but men have walked away, MGTOW won, and now women are going to basically see what reality actually what reality is actually like, because they've been living outside of reality for such a long time. But let me know your thoughts and we'll talk about it. Guys, don't forget to check out Angry's Crypto Academy again, guys, so that you don't end up in a Tyrone tent city. You don't end up homeless on the streets. That could happen because if you lose those jobs, you could be homeless in a few months. For most of you, probably a few weeks, because you're brokies like that. But you don't have to be. You can go and check out the Creator Academy. You can learn how to build your own business, using YouTube to grow it. And you also get our free creator blueprint when you sign up. You can find the link in the description of the video. Go check that out right now so you don't end up in a TTC with Tyrone basically letting you know what's up, and having to deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with. Or you can go hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo in the woods. And like I said, Yogi and Boo Boo, they're not like Yogi and Boo Boo from the television show. They eat a lot. They don't eat picnic baskets, but they do like to interact with people in one way or another, if you get the drift. But yeah, anyway, but don't worry, there's going to be a lot of single ladies out there too, because they made these choices. They said they chose the bear, but now they don't want to hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo. But hey, maybe you can protect them, or you can basically try to like work together, because those woods are like the streets, like they're unforgiving. But we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video, and just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.